Is Hoppers worth watching? Well, you see the big smile on my face. So obviously my answer would be yeah. Yeah, it is worth watching. I watched Hoppers as well as this other movie, which is also pretty recent, Goat, about 2 days ago. I was going to make a review on both of these movies yesterday. I didn't do that, so now I'm doing it today. And listen, okay. In this section of the video, I would usually use clips from the movie that are allowed on YouTube because other creators upload these same clips. Okay? So I specifically use clips that are allowed to be shared on YouTube. Okay. But the last time I did that, okay, I was using clips that are allowed on YouTube. Okay? Movie clips that are allowed on YouTube. I was doing that for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's. The movie, not the game. The movies. I did that for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I got copyright. I got copyright. Copyright. Yeah. I got copyrighted. Okay. I got copyrighted for using those clips. And you know, I don't get paid by YouTube or anything, but I don't want any problems, YouTube. I don't want any problems with you, man. So I'm not gonna use any clips. Okay, I'm not gonna use any clips. I'm just gonna read off the Wikipedia page. Okay, is that allowed? YouTube, is that allowed? Yes. Awesome. Then we won't have any problems. So let's get right into it, man. Let me just give me a second here. Oh yeah, there we go. Right there. That's perfect. Okay. Hoppers is a 2026 American animated science fiction comedy film produced by Picture Animation Studio. Picture. Picture. Yes, the classic animation studio. Pixar Animation Studios for Walt Disney Pictures. Directed by Daniel Chong and written by Jesse Andrews from a story by Chong and Andrews. The film stars the voice of Piper Curda, Bobby Moynihan, John Hamm, Kathy Najimy, and Dave Franco. The film follows animal-loving college student Mabel, which is Curda, who transfers her mind into a lifelike robotic beaver to communicate with animals and save their habitat from human destruction, inadvertently sparking an uprising in the process. Chong began developing a new original film at Pixar in December 2020 after returning to the studio. The project was officially announced as Hoppers in August 2024, with Curda, Moynihan, and Hamm revealed as part of the cast. Development on the film lasted 6 years. Mark Mothersbaugh composed the score, while Saw wrote and performed the end credits song Save. Really? Really? Dude, I knew that end credit song sounded kind of different. Yo, it sounded different. It sounded different. Man, I knew something was going on here. That's interesting. Huh. Well, just learned something new. Anyways, Hoppers premiered at the El Capitan Theater in Los Angeles on February 23, 2026, and was released in the United States on March 6. The film received positive reviews from critics and has grossed $298 million worldwide, becoming the third highest grossing film of 2026. Now let's get into that good old plot, man. Let's get into that good old plot. Yummy. Oh, man. The plot of the movie. Oh, that's good. Oh, also, I forgot to say this last sentence here. While Sissa, however you want to pronounce her name, wrote and performed the end credits song Save the Day. Anyways, let's get into that plot, man. In the city of Beaverton, Mabel Tanaka spends her childhood with her grandmother in a nearby forest glade inhabited by many wild animals. Now, I do not know what a glade is. Let me see this real quick. In the most general sense, a glade or clearing is an open area within a forest. So, that's just a clearing. That's not even a glade. That's a clearing. Just call it a clearing. See, I didn't even know what a glade was before this, but apparently it's just the same thing as a clearing. It's an open area within a forest. Like that's okay. Inhabited by many wild animals. Inspired by her grandmother, Mabel grows up with a deep appreciation for nature and continues watching over the glade after her parents leave town and following her grandmother's death. Oh. When Beaverton's mayor, Jerry Generoso, announces plans to replace the glade with a freeway, claiming that all the animals have left, Mabel campaigns against the project but receives no support. Her activism causes her to neglect her college studies, drawing the disapproval of her biology professor, Dr. Sam Fairfax. Oh, man. Sorry, I just needed to scratch. I mean, it wasn't even scratch. I just had a little itch in my nose, and I just wanted to get rid of that. While attempting to lure the animals back to the glade, Mabel discovers that Sam and her colleagues, Nisha and Connor, have secretly developed a new technology designed to enhance wildlife research. Known as the Hoppers program, it allows a human consciousness to hop into a robotic animal and experience life as that species. Despite Sam's warnings that interfering with the animal's natural lifestyles could have disastrous consequences. It's that same itch. Oh, I gotta go all in. I gotta go all in. Really got that out there. Get that out of there. Okay. Oh, now I'm getting some itch up here, man. Oh, man. Does that happen to any of you? Like, do you just get itches? It's not even really like on the inside of your nose. Most of the time it's just like right here and on like the sides, like here. And then when it's on the inside, I just go all in, stick my finger in there and you know, just scratch. Anyways. Despite Sam's warnings that interfering with the animal's natural lifestyles could have disastrous consequences, Mabel, seeing an opportunity to save the glade, hops into a robotic beaver and flees the lab. Oh, man. Believed by the animals to be a real beaver, Mabel is brought before Mammal King George, a beaver monarch who shelters the glade's displaced animal residents in a massive, overcrowded dam. She discovers an artificial tree emitting sound waves audible only to animals, which Jerry secretly installed to drive them away. Despite Connor's attempts to return her to the lab, she destroys the device, prompting George's subjects to begin returning to the Glade. Mabel grows closer to George, who shares his past and asks her to serve as his personal advisor. She is about to reveal her true identity when the animals are driven back to the dam by Jerry, who who installs more sound-emitting trees and resumes construction. Mabel and George arrange a meeting with the Animal Council in the dam, attended by monarchs representing the insect, amphibian, fish, reptile, and bird classes, with George representing the mammals. Initially uninterested in helping, the council is swayed when Mabel presents the destroyed sound tree and warns that Jerry will force them from their homes as well. However, this inadvertently persuades the council to assassinate Jerry. They actually used a much nicer word, squash, like squashing Jerry, but it's still just killing. They're trying to kill Jerry. When she attempts to stop them, she accidentally kills the insect queen, making herself their next target, and she and George flee. The animals destroy the robotic animals Nisha and Connor had hopped into to help Mabel escape, untethering the scientists and exposing the deception. The insect prince, Titus, crowns himself king and assumes control of the council. Although initially upset that Mabel has undermined his authority, George agrees to help protect Jerry after she confesses how lonely and powerless she feels. With the help of 3 other animals she befriended, Mabel and George locate Jerry and force him to drive to the Glade using text-to-speech software, hoping to stop construction off the freeway. Seagulls acting on behalf of the council pursue them, attempting to kill Jerry by dropping a shark named Diane onto his car. Which also, Diane, super nice shark. You know, she was great. They narrowly escape, but Jerry refuses to abandon his freeway project, believing the ordeal to be a ploy by Mabel to intimidate him into cooperating. Frustrated, Mabel inadvertently reveals their location to both the council and the scientists. The scientists arrive and untether Mabel from the robotic beaver, causing her to faint and leaving George confused and saddened. Mabel awakens tied up in Sam's lab alongside Jerry, and where the council has taken everyone hostage and forces the scientists to build a robotic clone of Jerry for Titus to inhabit. Titus plans to impersonate the Major and use the frequency of the sound trees to massacre the humans attending a political rally at the Glade. Realizing that her anger has clouded her judgment, Mabel reconciles with Jerry, who reluctantly hops into the robotic beaver to free them both. At the rally, Mabel attempts to reason with Titus, but he refuses to abandon his plan. Jerry, the animals, and the scientists attempt to unhop Titus, but this fails and destroys the robotic beaver. During the struggle, Mabel knocks Jerry's phone onto a sound tree and climbs it to retrieve it. She tears off the robot's face, preventing Titus from using facial recognition to unlock the phone and activate the attack. Enraged, Titus tears down the tree, revealing his intent for the insects to kill every other animal, shocking the council. The tree then collapses onto the stage, destroying the robotic body and igniting a wildfire that consumes the glade and spreads towards the city. After Titus is eaten by the amphibian king, the now redeemed council joins Mabel, George, and the other animals in dismantling the dam, flooding the glade and extinguishing the fires before it reaches the city. Mabel and Jerry reach an understanding, the freeway is rerouted, and the glade is restored as a protected wildlife reserve. Mabel graduates from college, and although the Hoppers program is discontinued due to her actions, she is hired as Sam's assistant. Though they can no longer verbally communicate, Mabel and George remain friends, with the latter using text-to-speech software to communicate with her. Not really communicate with her, because George, all he types into that phone is just wood emoji, wood emoji, wood emoji, and just a bunch of random emojis. He doesn't know how to write or type anything, any word. But anyways, what rank would I give this movie on Glimmerants movie ranking system? Now listen, I'm gonna be real honest with you, man. I think the movie was entertaining. I think it was enjoyable. I think it was a good way to spend my limited time on this earth. It was good entertainment. But was it great entertainment? I don't know about that. I think it is a good movie, and I think it is close to being a great movie. So I will put it at a high level 4. Okay? Close to a level 5, but not there just yet. Okay? Mostly because, and this might just be me, but a couple of the things that happened in the movie kind of just weren't really explained all that much. Like they weren't elaborated on. So that was a little bit confusing. Overall, it's still a good movie. It was still entertaining for me. I still liked it. And I don't think it was a waste of time or anything. I think it was a good spending of my time. So, yeah, overall, good movie. I would put Hoppers in level 4. And that's about it. So, anyways, that is the end of my Hoppers review. So, if you enjoyed this review of Hoppers, then you can leave a like on the video. You can also subscribe to see more of me, and you can comment something nice down below. Just because maybe you want to just talk to me, say something to me. Hey, that's all cool. That's all cool. I usually don't reply to every comment that I get, but I do heart the comment just to let the person know that, hey, I read this. Okay, cool. And that's it. I read this comment. Cool. So I just leave a heart on the comment to, let you know that I read the comment. But anyways, that's it. That's it for this video. Okay? So, thank you so much for watching this video. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourself. And I will see you in the next video. I did a good job.